Hi, everybody. Ed Bixby here from the Global Green Burial Alliance, and this is Spotlight Now. Today, I'm sitting here with Esteban Ramírez of Bosque de Vida. Bosque de Vida is the first ecological memorial forest in southeastern Mexico, founded entirely from scratch in Coatepec. Is that correct in the
Coatepec,
pronunciation?
correcto.
Coatepec, Veracruz, a town nestled in the heart of the state, within the rare and biodiverse cloud forest ecosystem. This year, it proudly celebrates 6 years since opening its gates as a 100% entrepreneur-driven project. Representing Bosque de Vida today is Esteban Ramírez, its co-founder and director of operations, who has been instrumental in building Bosque de Vida into a space where nature and memory grow hand in hand. So welcome, Esteban.
Thank you, Ed, for the opportunity. It's always nice to have the chance to talk about these subjects with other people, and not everyone knows about this kind of projects, and not everyone is doing it happen, making it happen. So thank you.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. So, why don't we get started by giving the audience a picture of what Bosque de Vida looks like? Like, for example, how big is the property and how is it designed? I understand that you're Mexico's first funerary ecological reserve.
Yeah, so we are. I have to do the conversion here. It's because we have 30,000 square meters. So that is I'm going to translate it to feet. It would be 10,000, no, excuse me. 2,900 feet. We are here in Coatepec, which is house to the folk forest, which is very special because even it represents 1% of our territory. It holds up to 70%, excuse me, up to 50% of the total biodiversity of the country. So it's a very endangered area of the country. So we are trying to protect it and to make it mean something, to make it mean something else, right? With the loss of our people, of our close people.
Absolutely. No, I mean it sounds beautiful. I mean, when this was created, what was the vision for the project? And I think you've kind of said what you were hoping to create, but when you were thinking about doing this before it was actually came to
Yeah.
fruition, yeah, what were you guys wanting to accomplish with it?
Yeah, so my partner Fernando, he has been offering funerary services for like 9 years prior to this project. So I am an environmental engineer. So when I finished school, he was finishing school as well. So we basically like put our ideas together. We definitely wanted to start our own business. So he being funerary, he already being a funerary person, and I being around environmental process, it was like the perfect combo, you know. Back in the day in 2020 or 2019, we started to see these ecological urns like popping up in social media. So we just had the idea to make a place where we only use these kind of urns so we can create forests with it. So right when we ended college, we started to do it, right? We in the beginning we thought it was going to be like a couple of months, but now we are 6 years ahead. The planning took like 2 years, and in 2020, right with the pandemic, we opened our gates and we started the business.
Wow, I mean, and everything good comes to those who wait. It doesn't happen overnight. So I'm sure it was a bit
Yeah.
of a process. So tell us a little bit about the experience of Bosque de Vida. Like, what services do you provide, let's say, and what can a family expect if they come to you, for a funeral service?
Okay, so the first thing is that we only take ashes. So our services start with the cremation process, which has been a process itself, because here in Mexico, at least, cremation is not as accepted still, because of religious because of religion beliefs. A lot of people don't believe in cremation, so that was our first like goal, was to insert the cremation process into the community. And honestly, but the pandemic really helped that process, because people started to see cremation like normal. It wasn't that normal back in the day. With that clear, we offer like pretty similar services as a regular cemetery. We offer family spaces and individual spaces, instead of a traditional, like how do you call it, like a tombstone. We use trees, we use plants, and we try to use species that are endemic to the forest that surround us.
Absolutely, using living memorials. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful way to create a reforestation project, and another wonderful way to create a space that's unique. I love the idea. The family not only has that living memorial, but they have a hand in creating that space that others can enjoy. So I
Yeah.
think that that's really a great way, to get people involved. And how has the community received it? Is it something that they've really embraced, or how has that worked out for you?
It has really been, they have really been accepting it. Jalapa, as I've been telling you, it's a really green area. It's a place full with forests, with rivers, with waterfalls. So people around here really love it. So it was hard at the beginning, but once they understood what we were trying to offer. Now we are just an option, right? We have, yeah, now if someone loses someone, that has someone losing their family, they have like 3 or 4 options, in which we are now one of their options, right? And you can see the difference. Whenever we have ceremonies, people stay like for 3 or 4 hours. You see children's playing, people bring food, people bring music. It's a really different experience. In a traditionally cemetery, people are tense, they're stressed, they want to go home, they just want to like give their condolences and go. Here, people stay for hours. They are laughing. They're crying, of course, but they are laughing. They're sharing memories. They are sharing food, sharing music. So it's really self-explanatory. Once you have the opportunity to come here, or to presence and a ceremony, you immediately understand what this is about.
Well, I must say, Esteban, I say that to people all the time. So I can completely understand that it's one of these experiences that celebrates a life that was lived, and being
Yeah.
surrounded by life, and the living and laughter transcends. So, people do, you find a greater form of acceptance of the passing and the celebration part, and
Yeah.
it doesn't feel bad. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
we have generated around our beliefs a really, or at least in my opinion, a really traumatic, a really sad moment of death, which is, of course, it's sad, of course it's going to be hard, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? You can have it a little bit different. And we also think that it helps you with the process, right? With the healing process in particular.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're spot on with that, and that is the definition of an eco-friendly funeral service. So I really appreciate that.
A big part of what we are trying to do here with Bosque de Vida is that give a proper companionship to our clients prior to the death happening and after the death has happened. And we do this with healthcare professionals taking care and doing some techniques with people. And we have actually became one of the first funerary business that actually have this department. Let me look for the specific word. Yeah, it's the thanatology. We have a thanatology department, which actually we are the only funerary business here in the area which has a thanatology department, which seems so surprising to me, right? Because it should be like a requirement. If you want to deal with people who have lost someone, you should have thanatologists, right? And we are taking
Absolutely.
really we are taking really good care in that department. every single one of our ceremonies, we include a thanatologic ceremony. We have a psychologist called Azucena, which she shares some words, she shares some memories, some learnings, and we gather like the main part of the family, and we invite them, as I was telling you, to bring some food, to bring music, to make this different, and to really make something something different, something that people will remember in a good way.
Absolutely. And the one thing that the viewers need to understand, and you certainly understand this, is the funeral aspect of it, the final internment, is the definition of the life that was lived, of that individual. But it's the living that are left behind. So I think what's really special is that you guys understand that, and I hope others listening to this get a better understanding of that as well, because that's really important. And with that being said, uh, you've obviously had success with what you're doing. Do you have any plans of expansion? Is this something you'd like to see all over Mexico and Latin America, or what? Or is this a project that will stay solely within its confines at the moment?
No, yeah, we have plans to expand. Mexico is really rich in terms of natural environments. So we would like to, every region in Mexico which has forests, which are a lot, we would love to have a memorial opening, right? Right now we have plans to expand to San Miguel de Allende, and we have plans to expand to the region of Cancun and Tulum. We are still we're still planning, but yeah, with that is the main goal, to take this to other places.
That's great. And San Miguel Allende, I'm sure, would be a perfect place to go. This is kind of ingrained in the lifestyle there, and so I
Yep.
think you'll have great success. With that being said, this brings us to the part of the conversation that we always enjoy asking. So, what would be your hope for Bosque de Vida in 5 to 10 years? What do you imagine it'll be, in the future, or what would you like to see it be in the future?
Yeah, so I think, at least in my part, I would like it to be to actually have an impact on how on environmental metrics in Mexico. So right now, to be honest, we have like 200 trees, right? Which is not really meaningful. But if we can take this to another 10, 20 places in Mexico, I think that we really could be making a difference, especially if you combine it with the added value of people realizing how important these trees are to the families. When little kids see how much their mom cared about the tree that reminded her of her grandparents, he's gonna value it more. That's what we are wanted to do through the
Absolutely.
added value, through the added value of the tree being part of your family. So that I think that could really make a difference in future generations.
No, it's a lovely vision, and it most certainly will. And what I say to people all the time, Esteban, is this: you say you have 200 trees. That is making a much larger impact than you probably realize. Because
Yeah, no problem.
know this, that if every living human being today planted a living memorial opposed to having a stone monument, what would that environmental impact be?
Yeah,
We could probably reverse the effects of all the damage we've created in short order if things like that were happening. So by you being a leader in what you're doing in Mexico and Latin America, you are absolutely making a huge impact and difference. So we
nice
at the
to hear. Thank
global,
you.
you're very welcome. We at the Global Green Burial Alliance support what you're doing. We're here to assist in any way we can, and we really thank you for joining us, Esteban. And viewers, you can learn more by visiting bosquedevida.net. And is there anything else you'd like to share, Esteban?
We have our Instagram is at Bosque de Vida as well, and Facebook. We share a lot of our ceremonies. We share a lot of our process, and we try to share how different it is, right? How it's not that doesn't have to be so great as we have turned it to be.
Absolutely. Great message. So thanks again, Esteban and Bixby here from the Global Green Burial Alliance, and we'll see you at the next Spotlight Now.